What is up, guys? I am Ascari Husky here today, and we are at Midwest Furfest 2017, and we are with Ragehound Cupcake. It has like 30 different names and 2 different fursuits and everything else. But either way, guys, this is our first interview of MFF 2017, and I went to Twitter to ask you guys to ask her some questions. But before we get into that, Ragehound, thank you for being on the channel. Thank you for doing the interview. You know, thanks for all that, you know. How are you enjoying the con thus far? It's day 0, it's Thursday. There's like already more people than there was last year. I mean, it's gonna be a big con.
Honestly, I'm really excited. This is the first con I actually get to be Cupcake. A lot of people don't realize that I don't get to publicly suit in this suit at all. So I've had heli for a while, but I can't suit in New York like at all because of the rules there. So this is the first time I get to be myself.
So this is the first time that Cupcake is actually out of an apartment.
This is the first time Cupcake has left the house.
Really?
Ever. Yeah. Ever. So this is our first public outing, so I'm really excited to introduce everybody to this suit that I have been dreaming of and finally got and can now like share with everyone. I'm just so excited. It's been really fun. I've actually been suiting for the last 2 days here.
Well, here's what's funny.
So, yeah.
Normal cons, day 0, there's maybe 100, 200 people out there having a good time. On day -1, yesterday, Wednesday, there was 300 people already out?
Yeah.
Something like that. And then today there's like over 1,000, 2,000, and there's nothing happening. It's just people are out and having fun.
I know, everyone's just so excited and ready for the con that it doesn't even matter that the con hasn't started. People are just ready.
Everyone's ready for it.
So ready. I mean, I went and got pizza in suit with 3 other suitors because we just were too excited to unsuit. We're like, no, screw it, let's go. So it's been really fun. And nothing's even happened yet. It's still fun. It's already fun.
So let me ask you one question. You said that this is the first time Cupcake is actually getting to see the light of day, basically.
Yeah.
How long have you had Cupcake?
So I got Cupcake probably like late December-ish of last year. Like it kind of took a while to get her, but as soon as I got her, she kind of was in New York, and I couldn't really take her outside because of mask laws. So I was like, well, I want to enjoy this suit, so I kind of spent a good week just suiting in the house. Like, suiting and doing the internet and suiting and cooking dinner, but I didn't really know what else to do, so she hasn't gone outside. Like, Helly's gone out because she did a photo shoot with a EDM magazine, but even then, police would stop us every 5 to 10 minutes and, you know, say, ma'am, can you please remove the mask and show us your ID? We want to make sure that you're, like, a safe person. So that's why I don't normally publicly suit in New York. It's annoying, but that's just the rules. So this is the first time I actually get to take her outside. She's literally been like housebound for an entire year.
Well, it's awesome that you're finally getting to do this. I mean, it's really cool. I mean, maybe next year when you go to a few more cons, she'll get to see more, and you know, so yeah, that'll be exciting. So guys, how the interviews work is I always go to social media and ask you guys to ask the person I am interviewing some questions. MFF, we have a lot of interviews, we have a lot of questions, and you guys gave a ton of questions for Ragehound. So that being said, let's answer some of those questions.
Absolutely, let's get going.
So the first one is by Stormy, and that is, how did you choose the colors for your fursuit?
So what a lot of people don't know is that Cupcake was actually my second fursona, and the first one I had is Helly. Everyone knows that, but
Helly was at MFF last year, yeah.
Helly was at MFF last year. She's currently retired for a bit until she's fixed, but all of my actual personas didn't really start as drawings or sketches or even reference art. They actually started as rave outfits. So Helly was a rave mask that evolved into a character, and Cupcake was Cupcake was actually an outfit that Dirty Cat Designs made for me. And then after a while, I became so attached to the character, despite the fact that, like, I don't actually like the color pink at all.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like the color pink. And then for whatever reason, I got so in love with this character, and I eventually got a rep done, and then it just it just stuck. Like it's the part of me that I don't get to express that much. So if you see me out of suit, I'm pretty like low key and I look like a goth kid. So I almost went out of my way to pick bright, happy, positive colors because that's something that I miss in my personal life a lot. Like I want happiness and brightness, so I slapped it on my suit. That's the easiest way to incorporate it. So I went for pink, which I have historically hated because it's like Barbie and positive and girly, and I rejected that for so long that I was like, screw it, I'm making most of the suit pink. And then teal is one of my absolute favorite colors. So I matched my most hated color with my favorite color.
With your least favorite thing and put together it became a
to become my absolute favorite thing.
So the next question is by Jester Cat, and that is, why such sass?
Ooh, so part of that comes with age. I'm pretty old, and I also live in New York City, and I live smack dab in the middle.
Ooh.
So I moved to New York after college.
Chicago was bad.
Oh no. So after being in New York for a bit, you kind of start to get a bit of an edge to you. I don't know really what it is, but
it's just living in a city for so long, you start to adapt to a certain way.
The joke is if you're on the street of New York and someone says, "Oh, sorry, excuse me," it's probably their first week or month there. If someone says nothing and just keeps walking, they're pretty comfortable there. Or if they're pretty much born and raised there, if you bump into them and be like, "Hey," like that's all you'll get. Or like. The other thing that's pretty funny is like if you're trying to cross the street or go through, you'll see the tourists like balk at the red light and be like, "Oh, I have to wait." Whereas most of us will take it as like a mild suggestion. Like, "Oh, yeah, fuck it, just walk." So, I mean, the sass kind of comes from that, and it also kind of comes from, when you graduate college and you start to reestablish yourself, you do change.
Yeah.
And me in high school and me in like early college was like very shy, very quiet, not talk to anyone. And then once you kind of make it on your own, you get a little more confident. And with me, that came out in profound sass for whatever reason.
Hey,
so that's
I guess it works.
Why sass?
I mean, it's
because
worked so far,
that's how I matured, I guess. Sassy as shit.
So the next one is by Blaze Collie, and that is, can I have pizza with her?
Oh, for sure. If you ever want to come to my city and like get good ass pizza,
No,
please.
Chicago's better. I'm sorry, Chicago food is better. You went to the McDonald's of pizza places. You went to Giordano's.
I actually have had good Chicago pizza.
Oh, have you?
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you go?
I don't remember what it was called.
But I'm sorry, Chicago pizza.
I know Chicago pizza's good.
Oh,
but there is one pizza in particular that is not better, but it is a unique experience that you have to go to New York for. Take
she
notes.
likes New York pizza better.
Take notes. Artichoke Basiles makes a creamy artichoke pizza, and it is as big as literally my face. It's cheap, and it is so good. So if you want to come and get that, please let me know. Yes, you can.
So you've kind of had Chicago pizza since you've been here.
A little bit.
A little bit. You gotta tell me how it is.
It's okay.
Oh, just okay?
It's okay.
They're taking you to the wrong places.
I like that thin crust though.
Oh, no, I like the deep dish. That's where it's at.
You need it to crunch when you bite it.
No.
Otherwise it's not pizza, it's just dough.
No. See,
I'm
that's
sorry, but that's how pizza is done.
Wow. Well, what about hot dogs?
Oh, hot dogs are amazing.
Well, I mean, Chicago versus New York.
Oh, easily better.
Which one?
The Polish ones, obviously. Like a good Polish hot dog.
Yes, but Chicago over New York.
Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah,
there we go. So that's
New York
one
can't
point.
do fucking hot dog.
That's 1 point. See, that's 1 point for Chicago. I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll
you
take
guys,
it.
you guys,
I'll take it. I'll take
you guys
it.
have hot dogs down, but pizza's a little more up in the air depending on like what you like.
It depends. Yeah, that's one thing. Like, I like the deep dish. I like the big. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
It's
look
like
at me.
if
You
you
can
think-
tell right there.
The only thing that I'll get mad about is if you say, "Oh, halal food is shit," we can't be friends. Because I'm sorry, halal food is like that saving grace at 2 a.m. when you're drunk as shit and you need food and like you have the dude on the corner that charges you basically nothing for the most amazing food you've ever had. You say halal food is shit, like we're not friends. Like you can leave the door. Like no. Like no.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
So the next one is by Eruza X, or X from the future, and that is why you choose drama as one of your video themes while almost all other YouTubers choose to avoid the topic. And how do you personally stay away from drama?
So I don't, but
it's kind of hard to avoid.
You can't really avoid it.
It's very hard. Usually I'm the guy where I open the door, drama, goodbye. But once in a while, you do get caught up in it, whether you like it or not. Once in a great while.
So here's the critical problem that I see with the community at large. Whenever we have a major issue, a drama thing, something goes critically wrong, I don't understand how or why people do this, but the immediate thought is ignore, don't talk about, shove in the corner, don't discuss.
And that just builds tensions more, and that causes rumors.
Fix anything. If you have an issue with another person, whether they are furry or whatever, you should talk to them and actually find a common ground and discuss it. And that also might come with age too. So learning how to have that conversation is probably a little easier if you're a little bit more mature. But the issue with the drama in our community is nobody wants to talk, and that's not helpful. So I chose to do drama videos because I want someone to do them from a neutral standpoint, giving information, which does not happen in our community whatsoever. And honestly, what kills me is you have stuff like Dogpatch, which does a good job. Most of when people talk about furry drama, it is people with a bias,
he said,
curiously,
she said.
No facts.
Yeah.
None. No evidence, no receipts, no solid facts. And you can ruin someone's reputation with shit gossip with no facts, and that's wrong. So what I want to do is do videos that, I'm coming at it neutrally. I want it to be resolved, but here's everything I know. Here's everything I can find.
And here's everything that...
Make your own decision. But here's all the information you're not getting, and that's why I do it.
So the next one is by Cobalt the Otter, and that is, what's your worst con experience? So before you answer this, is it bad that 2 of my worst con experiences happened within a day?
That's normal.
That's normal.
I think the sad thing is I think my worst con experience actually happened last year at MFF.
Oh no.
So here's a word to the wise. If you're gonna con by yourself and you need to find people to stay with, if you don't have the ability to find a good group of people and you end up having to book a room and letting other people stay with you, do yourself a favor and do research on them a couple of weeks or even months before the con, so you know every possible negative aspect that there is. I was an idiot. I didn't get approved for vacation until the week before, so I literally had to book a room, had to pay a lot of money because it was really, really late, and thankfully I had already pre-registered, thank God. But what I ended up with, and I will not name names to be polite, was a rude, disrespectful jerk who did not respect the space and actually never paid me for the room. Never actually paid for the room.
With someone like that.
To this day, I have not seen a penny of what is owed. And, sometimes when you have your own room, one of the nice benefits is, you can do what you like with the room. So I had a night where I wanted to have a little get together with some friends, and I had to be the awkward person to be like, hi, I know it's my room and I paid for it, but this person is already asleep and has put the deadlock on the door, so no party. So that kind of sucked, and that's why this year I'm staying with the person I actually live with in New York, who's my friend and roommate.
Okay.
But we also know that we know not to be shits to one another.
Yeah.
So if I text and be like, yo, my entire crew's coming in lit, if you're tired, leave, he's good. We have that good understanding going.
Yeah.
So, it's a lot nicer this year.
Well, at least you have that. At least you have that understanding. I've roomed with people. They come in and they rearrange, and it's not even under their name. It was under the other guy's name. They rearrange the room, take the person whose room the name is under, fursuit had out of the closet all their fursuit stuff and put their fursuit stuff in there.
Oh yeah, if you do that, I'd take all your fursuit stuff and I'd put it outside the door.
Oh, so would I.
I mean, because I also go to EDC. You have to understand, furries have their own code of contact, but ravers, if you're at an EDC event, like, girls have a lot of shit. You have tutus, you have leg warmers, you have bras, you have 40 pounds of makeup, you have like 30 million candy bracelets, and like that's a lot of shit. So if you're the person who paid for it and some very shitty person decides that all their stuff goes in the closet, I've had people leave it like in the hallway overnight before. Just been like, oh, okay, well you didn't pay me yet, so whoop. So I try not to be like that, but if you end up acting like that, and you take my fursuit stuff out of the closet and I paid for most of the room, your fursuit might wind up outside the closet the first time and in the hall the second time. You know, it happens.
So the next one is by TK or at Troublesome Kitty, and that is favorite part of the fandom.
Ooh. I think my favorite part of the fandom is just the raw creativity. Because I don't think I've ever witnessed a fandom where you can get so many unique combinations of colors, patterns, species, character traits, or, you know, how
hybrids,
someone...
the amount of...
Yeah, like...
The amount of detail, the fact that they've created their own species.
I mean, what I like the most is, you know, we all know the joke that there's like 5 million wolf sonas and 5 zillion, like, basic sonas where it's like, okay, it's another husky, huskies are the new wolves, we get it. But I don't say I agree with that. I mean, look, I'm a sparkle wolf. Like, sparkle dogs were like the OG obnoxious characters. But what I like is that when someone throws out a crazy idea like a Manokit or a Dutch Angel Dragon or what's that crazy thing? A Protogen or a Primogen, we're all like, cool, and we get behind it and we support it. Whereas, you know, if you did that in the anime community, I don't think it would be nearly as accepted. They'd be like, oh, well, actually, in the series, it's not like that, so no.
Yeah.
Whereas here, they're like, oh, like, you know, you want to be inspired by, like, the sunset of Hawaii for your color scheme, and you want to have, like, a shark character, but you also kind of like dogs, Hawaiian-colored Manokit. And we're all like, cool.
Yeah.
I like that. I love that aspect.
I'm green because of Mountain Dew. My persona's green because
and
of
this
Mountain Dew.
community like ships that, whereas most really wouldn't.
Yeah.
So I love that aspect. It's awesome. I mean, I love that I can put a species together out of the blue on a hotel napkin at the first MFF and make a character off of it, and you know, make it an open free species, and people actually want their own. Like, I was like, oh, no one's gonna want one of these. They're just like dumb bird dogs, and like not even 10 minutes after I posted a couple of just like freebies of like, oh yeah, $1 auction, grab it if you want it, all of them sold. Ooh, I was like, oh shit. So I was like, damn, alright. I love that. I love that aspect. Like that to me is
the
cool.
fact you can create something and it's actually accepted, not no, this is weird, don't do that.
I mean, to an extent. I mean,
to an extent, yeah. But you get
so on the one hand, I remember that like the Rebel Flag Suitor was a thing. But I can't say shit because I did make a Donald Trump flip and someone bought it. Ironically though, so they can draw terrible art of it, which I so support. Thank you, you are amazing. Please draw all the terrible art that you can. I ship it to hell. Probably the best $1 she ever spent.
Sounds like a good dollar.
It's a good, damn good dollar. Damn good dollar.
So the next one is by Ace the Cat, and that is, why did you start making YouTube videos?
Well, that kind of ties into living in New York and not being able to publicly suit. What do you do when you can't go outside in the new suit you just spent a fortune on?
Fuck it, make videos.
And you want to show it off, but you don't really know how to do it. I had already made YouTube videos of me gloving and performing, and it just was like, well, why don't I just do that with a suit? Because my barrier had always been like, oh, I don't want to do like my face, and admittedly, yes, I remember from the critique that, you know, I oopsied and did show my face in one video, but it's gone now, nice try. But like, I don't like to show my face, so I thought about it, I'm like, oh, my only real barrier to entry is I don't like my face being shown. Yeah. I have a suit now, so that's removed. So I can do videos without worrying about my identity being like doxxed, essentially.
Yeah.
And the only real struggle I had is figuring out what on earth to make videos of, because
I'm videos for you. Do videos for you, basically.
I'm like a techie, nerdy person. I'm just like, well, what do I not see other people doing? And I just tried to go through and like find things that I didn't see a lot of. Obviously, I did the basic fur of like my top insert thing here because I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
It's okay. I did that. I've done that before too.
But once I kind of got comfortable with it, I'm like, okay, let's step it up a bit. Let's find something a little bit harder for yourself to do. Let's try getting a little more intellectual. And now that I've explored that, I might try something different.
And the very last question of this interview for Ragehound is by Sushi, or at Toffee the... I can't even read the last part. It's at Toffee the Deer, and that is, are you ever planning on doing skits with Healy and Cupcake directing? Now, before you say anything, I think it'd be kind of cool, actually. Because when I get a suit, I plan on doing like a skit where Ascari talks to myself. You know what I'm saying? Or something back and forth like that. But I mean, that's just me.
I have mixed feelings on skits. I think if you are naturally good at skits, then it's great.
Yeah.
But I'm not naturally good at skits.
Okay.
And the other thing is, like, I've actually seen people do that very well.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'd be contributing much.
Well, it's one of those things where if you do it right, it can be really cool. If you do it wrong, it's very boring.
I mean,
you know,
it's also a little bizarre because the lore I have behind Kelly is very convoluted. So the way that she would be interacting with Cupcake would be a very weird one. So for those that don't know and haven't spelunked into my Fur Affinity account, Cupcake and Helly are actually sisters. Helly is dead.
Okay.
Like, she's dead, and the thing is, she has two forms. One is fully aware that she's dead, and the other is completely unaware and has the innocence and basically, like, inability to process it like a kid.
yeah.
When I use Helly in videos, I'm not really doing her in character, because for me to do her in character would just be really hard to watch, to be honest. So, if I had the two interact the way they are really meant to, Cupcake hates her a lot, because the ghost version of her will literally possess Cupcake and drive her to do shit that she doesn't want to do. So, if I were to go in lore with them, it would be a very weird viewing experience.
It's one of those things that if you do it, you want it to keep to the story.
Yeah, I would want to, because one of the ideas I was playing around with, which I never got around to, but I wanted to do a choose your own adventure micro video series where you go through step by step different choices, and your choices lead to different endings, and depending on which way you go, you either get the ghost version of Helly, which is an angry, really angsty version of that character, or you get the corpse version who really doesn't remember anything and is just a shell. As you would think, 'cause it's a corpse. And that's what I really wanted to do, but of course that takes a lot of production, and I don't have a lot of time,
So
and
that didn't really happen. Out of curiosity, why does Cupcake dislike Helly?
Depends on which one. So she doesn't necessarily hate the corpse one, because it's basically a giant overgrown infant. But she hates the ghost version because it is literally the most negative aspect of that character you can get. So Helly is actually like that side of me that has insecurities, it's not confident. So when you really turn that to 11, it's destructive, it's really negative, it's hurtful, it's mean, and it's what you'll see with like some of the drama I do. Like you'll see people be like nasty and hurtful and just so spiteful, and where it comes from is like massive insecurities and really not being able to process shit. And that version of Helly literally came out of a time when I was in that state and I was just self-destructing.
Okay.
And that side of me, I don't think I would feel comfortable playing out on YouTube, especially in suit. And the other version of her is just it's just a husk. So it would either be very boring, which I get a lot on my channel, or it would be just very uncomfortable, and I'm not sure if that would be a good or bad thing to show. So, I don't know yet. What I'm planning on possibly doing is actually doing more music and singing, because I've actually got some people asking what happened, because I did a singing tutorial and then nothing. So I'm actually going to potentially work with a local producer and do some music, and maybe that's how Helly gets back in the picture, because there might be a couple songs that are more fit for her, and a few songs that are more fit for Cupcake. So we'll see. I have to work on it. My computer is completely dead, so right now I have a lot of time to think, and I can't do anything. So I have a lot of time to be in my own headspace.
Alright guys, that's the end of this interview. Thank you for asking the questions. We have several more interviews for Midwest Furfest of this year, but Ragehound, thank you so much. The funny thing is actually when I asked you, you were at what, 300 subs? I remember that. And I was kind of like, and my thing is when I find a channel, it's like I know the potential. You know what I'm saying? And yours had a lot. So.
That's what's weird to me though. At 300, I was just like, oh, this is fun. Like, I can't publicly suit, so let me do videos so I can at least get my suit out there in some capacity. And I didn't think I was gonna get any followers. Like, I didn't do anything. And then I think the weirdest thing to me is I did that Parents of Furries video, which everyone has done to death. To death. Like, everyone's freaking done it.
Oh yeah.
And
I've done it.
And then I hit 100. Then I hit 130,000 views. I was like, what? I'm so confused. I'm like, what happened? And then I have people calling me out for having bad, like, whoa, I was just doing this because I can't suit outside. Like, okay, I'll get better editing software. Shit, I'll get a better camera. Oh my god, do you feel personally attacked? I'm so sorry. Let me make better content. Shit. So now I'm like actually treating it like it's a little bit more important. But when I first started, I was just like, oh, this is fun.
Well, when I found your channel, I was like, there's potential here. There is a lot of potential here.
Once I figure out like what I like doing, like I actually liked the fact that I could put out some videos that like maybe younger furries could use. Like, how do you apply for a job? How do you actually do a resume? My roommate didn't know how to do a resume, apply, or even like operate basic networking sites. I'm like, you know what? That doesn't exist. Is my video the best version? No. But eventually some furry with better editing and like a cuter suit will do a nice version, so at least it's out there now. So
at least someone's done it. At least somebody's done it.
Yeah, at least it's out there.
But either way, Ragehound, I just want to say congratulations on breaking the 10K goal. Congratulations on breaking 11, and hopefully you'll hit 20 by the end of next year.
That's like, oh, well, I mean, I don't really care, but it would be cool.
Yeah,
it would be
it's
cool.
like one of those things.
Care,
it's like one of those
but
things.
Like, that would be nice.
I don't
really care.
like subs don't matter to me too much, but it would be awesome if I hit 5K by the end of the con. You know what I'm saying? It's just an added bonus. It's just an added bonus.
Will. You'll be good. You'll be fine.
But either way, Ragehound, thank you so much for being on the channel. Thank you so much for letting me interview you.
Absolutely.
It was a pleasure. It was really cool. It was really cool meeting up with you and hanging out with you. Is there anything left that you want to say?
So I'm sorry I haven't done videos in a while. When I have a computer with a working motherboard, I'll start doing that again. But thank you guys for being really patient, and thank you for chatting. Thank you for wanting to chat when I was literally nobody. And I'm just kind of glad I could give you the time of day now that I'm still nobody with more zeros at the end.
I think that's how I feel about myself.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you, Ragehound, so much. It was fun. It was great interviewing you. And hopefully in a year we get to do it again.
Absolutely. I would love to make this a yearly thing. Let's go.
Cool. Let's go. Alright guys, if for some reason you have yet to hear of Ragehound, the link to her channel will be in the description below down here. Go check out her channel. It'll also pop up in the end screen. And to everyone who's asked, the end screen photo, yes, I'm the one who takes those photos. So guys, thank you for watching the video. Please sub to her channel. Her channel will pop up somewhere above her head. Mine will pop up somewhere above mine. And the last two interviews will pop up somewhere around here in the end screen. Alright guys, I'm Ascari Husky.
I'm Ragehound.
And thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see y'all later.